How's it going? Welcome to round 3. So I had a little bit of video quality issues when I was recording this match, so we'll just go through a replay and I'll walk you through my decision points. Um, so, uh, so I'm going first, and this hand, this hand's really good. I decided to play Wooded Foothills first, just to kind of like protect the knowledge to what I'm on. I thought about doing Forest to kind of like pretend I'm a Green Devotion deck, but I thought Wood Foothills would be the best. And if he plays something that's boltable, I'll fetch Mountain and bolt it. Um, and so he plays Darksteel Citadel. As soon as I see that, I instantly think Affinity, and I'm like, I have the Lightning Bolt, but outside of that, don't have I don't have answers to fast affinity draw. So here I fetch I just fetch a Cinderglade, something that comes into play tap. Um, get myself a mountain. I'm gonna play mountain and just Farseek, get another Cinderglade. This I so I'm still think that I'm on either a slow affinity draw on possibly KCI or Lantern Control. And he plays Spire of Industry, so it's still any one of those decks. So he plays Ichor Wellspring, so it's at this point it's KCI or some version of eggs. And so here I actually misplay. I have a Valakut in hand and I should have played it, but instead I play Mountain and then I cast Growth Spasm. And I get myself a mountain. And then he plays another Ichor Wellspring, so still nothing too threatening. Okay, I got a Search for Tomorrow. It's a pretty good card, but I just decided I'm just gonna run out Primeval Titan. And when I play Primeval Titan, what I'm gonna do is get 2 Valakuts. So that'll give me the opportunity to just win next turn as long as he doesn't have removal for my Primeval Titan. Okay, so he plays Lightning Greaves. This actually confused me a little bit because I didn't think successful KCI decks run Lightning Greaves. Um, then I remember that they KCI decks have to pack additional win conditions or faster win conditions online because you can't really you can't take the same shortcuts you do in paper online. And then he plays an Is It Signet? And this is also another card that I wasn't too familiar with um, in the KCI deck. Um, I don't recall ever seeing it, but I mean I guess some run it. Okay, I got another Primeval Titan here. Um, I figure I can just play my Valakut and attack with Primeval Titan, um, and I have the game. unless he decides, unless he some way removes it. But I don't think he has any free removal spells. So I just gonna get 2 mountains. I believe I get two stomping grounds. Do 18 with the Valakut triggers, and then 6 with Primeval Titan. So I got game 1. Alright, so I'll show you guys game 2. Alright, so he, of course, chose to go first. 2 combo decks, so of course he wants to go first. So this hand was kind of close for me. I just, like, you need to have green mana to be able to operate, and I have 3 red sources. But I had Relic of Progenitus and Damping Sphere, and those are 2 cards that really help against KCI. And so I can show you my sideboard. So I brought in one of my sideboard relics. I brought in 2 Ancient Grudge and 3 Damping Spheres and my 1 sideboard Reclamation Sage. And what I took out is 3 Lightning Bolts, an Anger of the Gods, a Slag Storm. Just he doesn't have a whole lot of creatures that I want to remove. And then I took out 2 Primeval Titans. I figured it's the top of the curve. Yeah, it's the top of the curve. I'm not going to be able to cast it twice in 1 turn. So yeah, so we'll get back on with the game here. So I do decide to keep it because I figure I have 7 fetch lands, and I have 3 Cinderglades, 4 Stomping Grounds, and then 3 forests. So he's going to go first. Plays Spire of Industry and passes. I'm going to play Mountain and then Relic of Progenitus. Just want to make sure that the graveyard stays empty. And then he plays Buried Ruin as the land. And an Ichor Wellspring, so he draws himself a card. And so I didn't get punished for not mulliganing down to a green source. But I'm going to go and play Mountain here and play Damping Sphere. I think it's just best for a Storm style deck like KCI. Just keep them off it as early as I can. And he plays Sai here. I actually had to read this when he played it. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature token with flying. And when I saw it, if he was able to storm off before I had enough mana, this would cause me problems. But he wouldn't be able to storm off with the Damping Sphere. So I wasn't too intimidated with that. I still figured that I'll have the win before I could do any damage with that. Or, of course, he's going to deal damage. He's just not going to be able to win with it. So I fetch for a Cinderglade. Comes into play untapped since I have 2 basics. And I have Sakura Tribe Elder holding up Relic or faking lightning bolt if I need to. Yeah, so he chooses not to attack, which makes sense. Wants to hold him back as a blocker himself. And I sacrificed a Tribe Elder. Figure it's time to start. Oh, I need to make sure that I'm ramping so I can beat him before he combos off. And I just play Valakut and pass. I'm happy to see that I have 3 win conditions in my hand. And he misses his attack here. I mean, it ends up not really mattering, but yeah, it's 1 point of damage that he could have gotten. So I draw a Sakura Tribe Elder. At this point, I don't really need it. I just decide I'm gonna go for Scapeshift. Or I'm not Scapeshift. Sorry, not Scapeshift. I'm gonna go for Primeval Titan. And he has Metallic Rebuke, which actually kind of works in this deck. I mean, I guess in this case, Mana Leak would have been just as good or better, but he has Metallic Rebuke and counters my Primeval Titan. And I'm just being diligent about removing his graveyard. Just immediately exiled it. Okay, he plays an Is It Signet? And he gets himself a Thopter. He gets in for 1 damage, gets me down to 16. And so I have a mountain, so now I have 7 lands. I'm gonna bolt him once with my Valakut trigger. And I'm just gonna go for Scapeshift. I'm just gonna tap everything. Go for Scapeshift. And he tries to Metallic Rebuke. And I have enough mana in my mana pool to pay for it. So Scapeshift, he was going to let Scapeshift